Hi, and welcome back to Write and Rise. Today, we're diving deep into building a daily system for true empowerment, a system designed for you as a woman to live with intention, to rest as renewal, and to work with flow, to speak your power. This is about building a life that doesn't cost you yourself. But before I begin, remember I do have free resources on my webpage, and I'll link that in the description below. Now, have you ever felt like you're running on a treadmill that's spinning faster and faster? You're achieving things, checking boxes, but deep down, you're exhausted, disconnected, like you're living someone else's life, not your own. For so long, we've been sold a story of success, a story built on hustle, on pushing through, on being on 24/7. But what if I told you that your greatest power isn't in pushing harder? What if it's in learning to flow? In aligning your life not with the clock on the wall, but with the powerful natural rhythms within you. Let's break down the foundation of what I call the feminine aligned life. First, we have the foundation. The first piece of this is anchoring rituals. Now, a routine is something you do, a ritual is something you mean. Rituals are acts of soulful significance. They root you in the present moment. This isn't about just chugging your coffee. It's the 5 minutes you spend with that coffee, watching the steam rise, setting an intention for your day. It's feeding your soul, not just your schedule. Next, we design aligned routines. Your daily structure should support your energy, not suppress it. Look at your to do list. Are there things that consistently drain you? Can you batch them? Can you shift them to a time when you have more energy? Your habits should serve you, creating space for ease and focus, not friction. This is about working smarter, not just harder. And this brings us to energetic rhythms. This is a game changer. You are not a machine. You are cyclical. Your energy ebbs and flows. Honoring your body's natural rhythms, your menstrual cycle, the seasons, even the time of day is crucial. Sync big creative projects with your high energy phases. Schedule rest and reflection during your low energy ones. It's not about being less productive, it's about being productively aligned. But none of this is possible without the next piece, boundaries as protection. Your energy is finite, it is sacred. Boundaries are not walls to keep people out, they are declarations of your self worth. Every time you say no to something that drains you, you are saying yes to your peace, your purpose, and your power. Guard your time, guard your energy, and guard your heart. Finally, this all leads to feminine masculine harmony. We all have both energies within us, the receptive, intuitive, creative feminine, and the focused, structured, action oriented masculine. True power isn't about one dominating the other. It's about integration. It's about flowing between stillness and action, between dreaming and doing with grace. These 5 pillars are the foundation. But how do we actually live this? How do we track it? For that, I want to share a powerful, practical framework, the Lunar Rhythm Framework. The moon has been a symbol of feminine power and cyclical nature for millennia. When you sync your inner world with its outer rhythm, you tap into a sustainable flow of energy. You stop forcing and start allowing. Let's walk through the phases. Phase 1, the new moon. The sky is dark, and in that darkness, creation fuels. This is your time for introspection and new ideas. Don't worry about the how, just the what. Focus. Brainstorm freely. Create a vision board. Break a big dream down into just 3 tiny steps. And then your ritual at sunrise, write down 3 intentions. One for an idea you want to explore, one for a feeling you want to cultivate, and one for an action you will take. As the moon's light grows, so does your clarity. Phase 2, the waxing crescent to the first quarter moon. Confidence is building, and it's time to step forward, even if it's a small step. Share your vision with one trusted person. Speak up weekly. Maybe it's a blog post, an Instagram story, or a thoughtful comment in a meeting. Make one bold decision. At the first quarter, look at your new moon ideas. Ask yourself, what's ready to be shared with the world? Phase 3 is the waxing gibbous to full moon. The light is at its peak and it illuminates everything. Emotions might be high. This is the time to refine and reveal. Audit your progress. What's working? What's just clutter? Be radically honest about what's blocking you and polish the details. Take a walk under the full moon or just sit and journal. Ask, what is now complete in my life? What needs more light before I can let it go? Then we have phase 4, the waning moon, which leads back to the new. The light is fading, the energy is calling you inward. This is not time for a big launch. This is a time for deep rest and release. Rest without guilt. Give yourself 15 minutes of dedicated self-care every single day. Reconnect with your why and actually schedule time off in your calendar. The new moon reset. Unplug for 1 hour. Practice box breathing. Breathe in for 4, hold for 4, and out for 6. Then hold for 4. Or sip tea. Write down 3 things you're grateful for from the last cycle and 3 new intentions for the one beginning. This lunar rhythm is incredible, but it needs a container. That container is built with strong, clear boundaries. Let's look at the essential types. Time boundaries. Your time is your life. Decline non-urgent tasks that don't align with your goals. Schedule non-negotiable me time in your calendar, just like you would a doctor's appointment. Guard your rest without guilt. Then we have your energy boundaries. Notice who and what energizes you versus who and what drains you. Limit your exposure to toxic environments and relationships, and invest in activities that restore you. Solitude, creative pursuits, or even time in nature. Emotional boundaries. This is a big one. You are responsible for your feelings. Others are responsible for theirs. Do not become an emotional dumping ground for someone else. You can have empathy for someone without taking on their stress. And finally, self boundaries. This is about your integrity. Walk away from situations and people that devalue you. Stop the self sabotage. Commit to your own self respect as a non negotiable standard. So, what happens when you put all of this together? Your work begins to align with your natural rhythms, and the burnout starts to fade. Your focus sharpens because you're not fighting against yourself. Your boundaries create the space for your true self to emerge. You start acting from a place of clarity and desire, not compromise and obligation. The cycles of meaningful action and deep restorative renewal, paired with these guardrails, foster a long term well being and unshakable trust in yourself. You learn to be your own best guide. This is how we create harmony. This is where sustainable success is born, not from grinding, but from balancing. It's where insight meets execution, passion meets structure, and vision meets practicality. And this is where we redefine success. Emotional intelligence with financial results. Ideas generated and brought to life. Well-being as a sign of sustainable achievement and a positive community impact. Success is no longer just about the profit or the performance. It's about the person you become in the process. It includes your well-being, your impact, and your joy. The old belief that feminine success is in opposition to masculine energy is outdated and exhausting. True power is balance. This is how you build a life, a career, and a legacy that doesn't cost you yourself. If you enjoyed this video and if you're ready to stop hustling and start flowing, please hit that subscribe button and the notification bell so you don't miss our next video. And I have a question for you in the comments below. Which of these ideas, rituals, the lunar rhythm, or boundaries feels most urgent for you right now? Share it with our community and let's support each other on this path. Thank you so much for being here. Thank you for doing the work to build a life that honors who you truly are. Until next time, be kind to yourself and trust your rhythm. I'll see you in the next one. Bye.